I had so much fun recording a video the other day that I thought I would record another one to answer some of the questions that I've seen come up. Something I heard years ago was you don't have a sales problem. You have a traffic problem or you have a conversion problem, but you don't have a sales problem. And that quote, I don't remember who said it, but that quote really summarizes the truth about e-commerce. So when you're thinking about you're not getting any sales from your website or your Amazon listing, that means that you have either a traffic problem, that means not enough people coming to your page, or you have a conversion problem. That means the people who are coming to your page aren't hitting buy and finishing the checkout process. So you can actually just, if you think of it in those ways, then you can actually start attacking the problem from that mindset and actually eliminate the problem. And there's no end to this process. We're still figuring out our conversion rates and our traffic. So the first thing is, I'm not getting any sales. Well, you have to look at your page views. So for Amazon, you can actually go into your stats and see your page views per item. That's under reports. And I'm not going to walk you through it because that takes just too much time, and this is just a volunteer job for me, so I'm just doing this for fun. But anyway, you go into your reports, you go into your stats, you look at your per item stats and your per SKU stats, and you can see how many page views an item is getting and how many sales an item is getting. And in order to figure out, you just look at the page views. Is it 7? Is it 700? 7 is probably not that impressive, and that is not about your product. That is about the fact that nobody's finding your product. That means that nobody's clicking on it when they see it in the recommended search results. And that means that there's a search engine optimization problem with your listing. So the search engine optimization thing is really just announcing to Amazon that it is what what your potential customer is looking for, so that Amazon can serve up the correct results, or Google if you're using your own e-commerce platform. But since this question was about Amazon, talking about Amazon. So the way that Amazon decides what's relevant and what isn't is looking at first the title, then the bullet points, although those algorithms change pretty frequently. So, I would dedicate equal attention to them. And then also the product description. And make sure that all of your fields, like your ingredients and everything, are filled out completely, your weight, all of these stats, because this is, again, how Amazon indexes your product and presents it to people. So you want to look at, first your title. Is your title descriptive of what you think people are going to be looking for? Does it match up in format with their recommended title parameters, which are in their help documentation? You can actually dig into their help documentation. They talk about best practices there, but also sometimes I've found that it's better to even look at competitors' products or similar products that other people who, that our customers might be inclined to purchase, and see what they're doing well. See how many reviews they have, which are kind of an indicator of purchase velocity and, popularity. So look at those things and make sure that your product listing is good. Also, the thumbnail. A lot of us just look at the big product page, but think about what your product image, which should be on a white background and take up the majority of the space that you can allot. So crop it tight and white background. And really use a high quality image, because this is not the place to be skimping. A lot of times your product is only going to show up as a tiny little this size thumbnail at the bottom of another product. And you want somebody to go, oh, that looks good. And so in order to do that, you have to make sure that your thumbnail's great, your title is great. Sometimes they won't get to see the bullet points until they click on into the page. So make sure that those all are contributing to your search engine optimization in the way you want them to. Amazon also does its search basis on answered questions and uses those to mine keywords. Now, keep in mind that you can't stack reviews. You can't stack keywords yourself. Friends and family members are prohibited from reviewing or asking questions. So don't screw around with that, because Amazon will ban you and it will be rough to get your listing back. Just pay attention to their rules. Trust me on that one. We haven't had any serious banning problems, but we have had some of our Seller Central account was suspended because we shipped a couple items too late, and it's just, you don't want to screw around. So just make sure that your product listing is legitimately representing the product that people are looking for. So the other thing is a conversion problem. A conversion problem means when you're getting 700 page views and 0 sales. That means that people are coming to your page, they're looking at it, they think that they're going to find what they're looking for. These are already people who think that they want to buy your product. That's the only reason that they show up on your page. Very few people are just browsing Amazon out of curiosity. These are spearfisher, not net fisher people. So when they get to your page, if you're not having a really high conversion rate, like at least more than 15%, then there's something that needs to be adjusted on your page, in your page display, whether that is answering the appropriate questions in the bullet points, providing enough images. We like to provide images that have a contextual basis. So like, of course, at first, the first image is a white background cropped close. And then other pictures might be our picture in the desert at sunset. And, somebody holding, a hand holding our product so people can see what size it is. You really want to give a feel for the ownership of the product. And that's something that I'm going to say, that is my philosophy across the entire thing, across my entire selling platforms, is the more you can help someone see how the product works into their life and will enhance their life, the more likely the person is to buy that product and use it in the way that you hope that they will enhance their life with it, right? I mean, that's why you want them to purchase the product, is because you think that it will enhance their life. Otherwise, you're just selling things that you don't believe in, and nobody should do that. So when you think about a conversion problem, 700 people are going to your website or your Amazon listing page, nobody's buying. That's not a product problem. That's just a conversion problem. And that's one of the easiest problems to solve. I like to, there's a program called Sellics, Sellics. I think you can probably do a search for Sellics, Amazon, and I don't have an affiliate code. I'm just telling you what tools I use. And they have something that can monitor the search result position and also the conversion rate of individual products. If you're really into it, that's a great resource. We started using it and we've been, tweaking. I keep like a slide deck of tweaks that we've made, rating adjustments, that people, when somebody leaves a review, it changes the rating. That's another thing, but the tweaks that you can make to the positions of the images, the order of the images, the type of images, the title, the bullet points, the way that the description is formatted. You can use some light HTML formatting in your paragraph. It makes it look much nicer. If you don't know how to do basic HTML formatting, ask your friendly web developer to help you out with that. And you can post on here on Indie Business Network or Business of Soap Making or whatever to ask about, if somebody knows a good web developer, because you can use very light HTML. In their official rules, they say you can't, but they don't mind if you use like a BR tag once in a while to break up the paragraph. It represents them better also. So anyway, but you can't link to off-site pages, just so you know. Anyway, let's see here. What else? Reviews. So reviews do have a huge impact on sales. We found that one review can have as much as 20% conversion or page view traffic impact. So really be mindful of your reviews. I ask our customers, our website customers, for reviews on Amazon, even though that runs the risk of them leaving our site and starting to purchase our products on Amazon, because it's that important to me that we have a very strong showing. People when they're looking at it, when they're browsing a product, they don't look at verified purchases reviews versus regular reviews. They just see the star rating under the product. So it's, even if they're not a verified purchase, you can still get a lot of great results out of somebody leaving a genuine review. Now, there's rules around that, of course, because there's rules around everything and they're always changing. But some good rules of thumb are that you should always encourage people to leave genuine, honest reviews. Always be honest, because that's important. And I mention karma a lot. It's important karmically. It's important in the integrity of your data. It's important all over the place. You can't bribe people for reviews. So although you may be tempted to say, here's 50% off for reviewing my product, you cannot do that. It just is against their terms. And also, come on, man, you shouldn't have to bribe people to review your product. They should be thrilled to review your product. So make sure that your reviews are legit. And also you can't have friends or family members or employees review your products. So just keep that in mind. No family members or employees reviewing your product. That's explicitly against their terms. So that's that question answered. Let me know if you have any other questions. Okay.